You know that feeling? You take a bite of something so unbelievably good you just can't find the words? Well, today we're going to fix that. We're going to move way beyond just saying delicious and build a vocabulary that lets you describe any dish like a total pro.
Seriously, picture it. You're eating the best thing you've had all year. Your friend asks, "So, how is it?" And all you can manage is, it's really good. We have all been there. So let's build a toolkit of words that can actually do justice to those incredible meals.
All right, so where do we even begin? Simple. Every great dish starts with what's in it. Learning how to talk about the ingredients, that's step one. It's the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, here's a tiny little detail that makes a huge difference. You've got made of, made from, and made with. A fruit salad is made of fruit, right? Because you can still see the actual fruit. But wine is made from grapes because the grapes have been totally transformed. And then made with is your go-to for just listing the key players. Like a cake is made with flour, sugar, and eggs. Nailing this is your first step to sounding like you know what you're talking about.
And speaking of made with, here are some of the heavy hitters. You know, the fundamental building blocks you find in kitchens all over the globe. Whether we're talking about a dish made with juicy pork, rich beef, or something built on soybeans, just identifying that main ingredient is always where you start.
But of course, ingredients are just the starting point. The real magic, the part where things get really interesting, happens in the kitchen. The cooking process is what turns those simple ingredients into something totally extraordinary.
You can pretty much lump all cooking methods into three big buckets. First, you've got dry heat. Think roasting or grilling. Then there's wet heat, which is all about water or steam. And finally, you have oil-based cooking, like frying. Just knowing these three categories gives you a fantastic head start in describing how something was cooked.
So let's dive into dry heat for a second. What is the deal with roasting versus baking? They both happen in an oven, but it all comes down to what you're cooking. As a general rule, we roast savory stuff, like meat and veggies, and we bake things that start as a dough or batter, like bread, cookies, and cakes. It's a small word choice, but it says a lot.
Now for wet heat. Simmer versus boil. What's the difference? Honestly, it's all about intensity. Boiling is wild, aggressive, with big rolling bubbles. Simmering is super gentle, with just a few tiny bubbles lazily breaking the surface. A chef is going to simmer a delicate sauce to build flavor nice and slow, but they'll boil potatoes to get them cooked fast.
Okay, so you've got the basics down. Now let's level up and get into some of the more advanced techniques, the stuff that creates those incredibly deep, complex flavors you never forget.
You know, a lot of the best cooking methods are actually a combination of the basics. Take a technique like red cooking. It's a 1-2 punch. First, you pan-fry the meat, that's your oil-based method, and it creates this amazing, flavorful crust. Then, you simmer it for a long time in a savory sauce, that's your wet heat method. This combo builds layers and layers of flavor and texture that you just can't get from one step alone.
And oh man, the list just keeps going. You've got marinating, which gets flavor into the food before you even start cooking. Pickling and fermenting, which totally transform things. Smoking, which gives you that incredible barbecue flavor. Every one of these words tells a huge part of a dish's life story.
The cooking might be done, but the journey of the dish isn't over yet. How it's served, how it's presented on the plate, that's the final and super crucial chapter of the story.
Now, this might sound almost too simple, right? But think about it. It is absolutely fundamental. A refreshing cold noodle salad on a hot day is a completely different universe from a steaming, cozy bowl of soup in the winter. The temperature literally sets the entire mood. And then you've got the liquid it's served with. Is the dish swimming in a rich, savory sauce that clings to every single bite? Or is it lightly drizzled with a sweet, sticky syrup? That one little detail can be the difference between a main course and a dessert.
And finally, what's on top? The toppings. Come on, these are not just for decoration. They are there for that final pop of flavor and texture. A little sprinkle of crunchy peanut powder, some fresh green coriander, a hit of sharp raw garlic. That's the stuff that can take a dish from just being great to being absolutely unforgettable.
Okay, so we've covered the ingredients, the cooking methods, and the final presentation. Now for the fun part. Let's put all these puzzle pieces together and see what we can build. Just look at that. Compare that to just saying pork with some stuff on it. It's night and day, isn't it? We know it's savory. We know the ingredient is pork. We know the exact method, red cooked, which involved pan frying and simmering. We know it was served hot, and it was finished with fresh coriander. In one single sentence, you've painted a whole picture of the flavor, the texture, and the presentation.
And that right there, that's the power you have now. You've got the building blocks to really truly describe any food experience you have. So there's only one question left. What's the next amazing meal you're going to try to describe? Happy eating, and thanks for joining me.